I washed this for the night, and then I became thirsty, so it's ready to use for tomorrow, or how about now? For all the youth growing up at the time I was growing my height, I don't have your height being in sync with my own anymore. So you don't have height and weight for your speech offending anymore because I'm deceased out of being a youth. Including from the beginning, child. But I'm not a child. I'm the Godhead, but I was young. So I'm trying to say youth, like being young, under the age of adult. Age 3.5 and up for me. That's the size of myself. I was trying to remember what were the size of my clothes. I don't remember the size because what is X now? Now if you say something is 1X, 2X, 3X, that means like extra large or extra extra large or extra 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 large. And I want to say I used to wear clothing that was like your age and then maybe X. Like if you're 6 years old, you wear 6X. If you're 7 years old, you're 7X. Oh, I must be wrong there. I don't remember the clothing sizes for when I was growing up. I'm trying, but it's not coming to me. These are not easy to get out from the bottom of the drink, but I want to add them in for flavor, color. They don't work. No, they don't work, but I'm just going to eat them when I'm at the bottom of the dreamsicle. They're Mariani's berries and cherries. This is family size. Oh, Mariani family. Oh, okay, not family size. Okay. I got a zero sugar soda. So I don't say sugar free. I don't say diet. It's zero sugar soda. Dr. Pepper and cream soda, zero sugar. And I have it with the chocolate milk, and I do like this. Yeah. When I was returning from the disposal of my food wrappers as garbage, and I also had a bowel movement and put it in the plastic bag of the garbage. And I took 2 bags out to the dumpster, and I threw them out. And then I went back in a different door. Then I went out one door, went in another door, and on my way in the door of the gate, I saw something I would see if I were in Mexico. Yeah. I saw a backyard mechanic. It's the parking lot, sort of near where I almost got hit by a car when I was standing to look at the electricity meters by Nevada Energy, NV Energy, electricity meters on the side of the building. So maybe a few parking spaces away from there where I was standing. Near a parking space, a gray car pulled into twice, too close to myself. It should have waited for me. I am not a car. So I walked by another car. This one was a PT Cruiser. It had its hood up, and there was somebody leaning over the front of the car with the hood up over his head. Who penis mechanic in an apartment complex parking lot. Are you sure you don't need to take your car in for service? Yeah, what's the emergency to do that at this hour? It's nighttime. I don't know what time it is. Maybe I can look. That was maybe an hour ago, or maybe a little longer, a little more time than that. So I held up the phone and I did read 9:10, Saturday, November 22nd. And I'm going to say it's PM, not AM. I can show that it's nighttime. It's nighttime. Here, I'll do it over here. So when you have an emergency to yourself, what do you do? Because it is an emergency. If you see me out of my housing, that's an emergency for you to go upstate. Do you have a car that drives? You have to drive all the way out of town upstate and look for a prison to get in and see if you can make a key to get into a prison for yourself. And if you can't, you're not a fair problem to be here the other way. What are you waiting for? Clearly, you're not waiting for a prison and a key that fits a door locking of a prison to open yourself with yourself for yourself to stay in there. Yeah, if you're not here for that reason, what are you doing near me? You're past that you would inquire on that question. Who penis mechanic in the parking lot of an apartment complex. I didn't have the camera with me to take a video. Well, I'm God. I know in advance what I'm going to see, but I'm also saying what I saw is, and I'm done. I saw it and I'm done. He didn't leave the parking lot because I walked by. Jiffy Lube. Jiffy Lube doesn't know how to come get a car on time. Well, what am I going to do? Because when a car breaks down, somebody doesn't come looking for that it broke down, do they? How do you come looking for sexual abuse of someone? You think that is against yourself. But when a car breaks down, you don't have Jiffy Lube or Meineke coming out of with their uniforms on, out of their, places, I don't know, stations, if you say that, stores, to see your car break down is going to be you needing what at that point? Yes, and yet you know all about Charles Toe being a sex offender who won't go to prison for 23 years, but you don't know that if you have a car trouble and nobody comes looking for your car trouble to help you, that you don't have an ask to anyone. You're a carjacker. You probably stole somebody else's car, maybe even my car. If your car broke down and you traded it in for a new car that works for you. State of Florida license plates, Broward County, Florida. Well, Aaron Twos, how have you been faring in Florida? Because I give Joellen a lot of heat, but I don't actually catch up with Aaron Twos, TEWS Twos. So, who cares more? Does Joellen care more, and does she get any favor from God? Or does Aaron Twos care more, like she's not a harassment and she's somewhere in Florida and I'll never see her again? Chuck Matzoff, do you know Aaron Twos in Florida? Because if she paying out a house key to you, that's fair. She didn't give it to me. You can have it. You're not someone who belongs in prison because you are yourself. This Charles Manson Chuck problem. And Charles Toe, if you have the name Charles, like Charles Manson is in prison, if you have the name Charles or any derivative, do you say derivative? Like dairy? Derivative, well, derivative, is that like from Charles? It's after. It would be Charles and then Chuck, right? Or what about Charlie? Yeah. If you're Charles or Chuck or Charlie, like Charles Manson and then Chuck and then Charlie, those names go to prison because of Charles Manson. He has to do something with that he's been in there, maybe the wrong way, but his name was named Charles and it was reported that he's in there. Well, that's just for if you know about it because you have cable television. Then you have to go to jail and prison on that point. God is creating it that way, so that's God's order. But I don't know why you don't know that. You're far in the wrong, like angry, but you're so angry you're intoxicated. You're driving under the influence, intoxicated, that you are fat with anger, and you're still alive, so it's fat, and you don't really see God. And I don't even know why He creates you because you don't have any foresight because you're intoxicated. Um, so I can say that's just my way of getting out of Charles Toe, but I'm deceased right here no matter what. That means the creator doesn't know that because he's intoxicated. I don't see a way to create himself. He threatens me that I have to be um, as high of an order as I am, which is as high as I've ever been in this low world. And the tallest order I've ever been is in this low world. I gave it all of my effort, all my B effort. Where's the beef? Where's the beef? Yeah, it's the question. Where's the beef? Where's the beef? It's B effort. I have been making all the effort to decease myself because I just don't see it. Your way, I am deceased already, is why I don't know. Well, you ask me all sorts of questions and it doesn't know because it's deceased. I think Charles Toe belongs in prison, of course. I've been hurt before. That's not my first somebody putting me in a world of hurt. There are so many somebodies who put me in a world of hurt before I even met Charles Toe. If you've been punished by God and you still owe me keys, you don't. And if you've been punished by God and you come around me because you owe me keys, but you have some sort of intention that you're not going to pay out the keys, but God is aliving that you could pay out keys that I need for myself, maybe I wouldn't accept them because you've been punished by God. Right. So why do you come around me? You want to blame me that you've been yes, it's me who did that. Oh yeah. That's the wrong. Oh yeah. Dad came around me with his spinal curvature of the spine. It's like curved and he's not like standing upright full height about 6 feet and 1 inch tall or about there. So he had curvature where he wasn't upright standing that tall. So he was still tall, but not that tall. And that's oh yeah. Yeah. Well, yes, it is angry. But he came around me and was talking I don't know, his voice still sounds the same. Yeah. It still sounds like Dad. Well, my voice is shouted. Yeah. I don't have alive at all with this kind of VOICE unless it's shouted. Well, I don't want Mitch Hello to come around this apartment, oh yeah, and take out everything that moves the bed, all the food, the 2 shelving units, the refrigerator, my robes of God, my flip-flops. Oh yeah. Because that's you needing an oh yeah from God in heaven, or that you're not walking anymore. That's you need to be in a wheelchair. Well, you're a mentally impossible dad because if you take away everything that moves away from myself, that's you not knowing that I'm doing that. Yeah, what are you all? You shouldn't say I'm too stupid to live that I opened the door for you. Where you're too stupid to live, you took something away from myself, and I am in the leverage of that I alive, all of alive, eternal. I alive, you're doing that. You have to be someplace else. You have to be with yourself someplace else that you're not doing that. And you're not really secure in this front door. You just have to be deceased to the threatening, or I'll find someone else just like you. I'm making the threats here. I'm posting them on YouTube with Charles Toe's YouTube channel, Access to YouTube. And I'm not viewing one of your videos and leaving a personal comment directed at yourself, like it's a text message and I have your phone number and address, or that it's an email that you gave the address to myself. You know, as though I know you personally. I'm not talking to you like I know you personally. All the potential commentators out there, all of the possible commentators out there, I'm just letting you know, I'm right in the money. There's something wrong with you. So, when I say, oh yeah, I am God to you with myself, and I'm going to make it reality for you and for me. I'm going to go into your apartment front door. I'm going to take out everything that moves, the refrigerator, the 2 shelves, the 2 beds, the tables. You can even get the heating and air conditioning unit out because it comes right out the same way it went in, right? It was inserted. You can take it out. Oh yeah, you want to say, oh yeah, and then you leave the place empty, and what is God going to create for me? That's me and my God needing to have financial plans, huh? Not for you, not with you, but after you, because you are God to God that way. Oh yeah. It could be Mitchell, but it's really anybody. I don't know who's going to be here. the address is on the internet. Does anyone know if Oprah Winfrey's Chicago, Illinois address was clotured and she moved to California? So she's Oprah Winfrey with an estate in California. Why? Did somebody go into her address in Illinois and take away everything that moves? And she relocated to California. Does she not know what happened? Why would God take care of that for her? Are you Oprah Winfrey's estate planner? Is God Oprah Winfrey's estate planner? I just want to know because my first I saw it in my dream. I was dreaming that Oprah Winfrey had a house in California. And then I found out through television, cable, and what else? That she had a house in California. I saw it on the TV, and I think it's just public. But first I dreamed it, and I found it out after that. But I didn't use internet at the time. I didn't have internet access at the time. I didn't look it up on the internet to find out. But so I'm just bringing it up now. That was many years ago that I thought about it after I woke up from a dream. So Oprah Winfrey, she was on TV a long time. I know Oprah Winfrey in both of my houses. She was in my original house on TV. She's an old black female adultery shunt. She's a very old shunt. She's so old, she's too old to be black. There are too many years on that she is a black person. She didn't die of being black before she got too old for being black. Oprah Winfrey, do you know Tony of North Las Vegas? He said he's 55 years old and it's not clear when he really arrived. So if he's really been alive longer than I have been alive, that's not really possible, right? Because it's Nevada and I'm from Wisconsin. So who's the Oprah in California? She's still using the name Oprah Winfrey. Maybe something died in Illinois, and so there's someone in California saying, I'm Oprah Winfrey. Well, why aren't you in prison? Because you're not in Illinois. Why would you carry on being in a large estate in California? You're supposed to pay that out to God if you think you can pay anything as a black person. Well, you are yourself a debt. You are black as a debt. That's why you're sensitive about being black, because you are a debt. I'm sensitive about being none higher than me deceased right here. Yes, I am. But it's embarrassing, it's shameful, it's low, it's uncomfortable, it's stressful. It's too small for what I am. It's hard to breathe. I work really hard and I don't have the banking to support that I work in public around people who are not myself, so I don't have enough. I think the wrong word is security, but I don't have enough foundation to be working in public, but I have to work because I need myself deceased. I have a lot of enemies. I don't know why, because I'm none higher than me deceased. If you don't like me, you don't like yourself, you don't like anything, why don't you just keep quiet? Because it's too late. But you don't. You're so dangerous. Yes, my life is so dangerous. So I just wanted to say that for myself and in honor of many years of television, Oprah Winfrey show. Yeah. So for black people, including Oprah Winfrey, black female adultery sensitivity training about black skin in public, about being a black person in public that speaks English. What about black people who speak French or Spanish? Yeah, okay. Black people who speak words that are other than Swahili. Swahili, you have to have an order to speak Swahili. If you're black, you need to speak Swahili only in an order. That means God has to make you a black person. He needs to speak something at all. Would be in Swahili in Africa. If you're not in that order, you definitely should not speak. So the genitals, let's start there. Because before the black people are in any kind of pressure about where they are, who they are, let me say it this way. Black people, where is a black person? Because before anyone would speak with a black person, it's where is the black person? And then when you speak to a black person, what do they say? Because you shouldn't speak to them. If they speak to you, that's the threat. Yeah. They're supposed to tell you they don't need to speak. If they speak to you, that's the threat. And that they are really not supposed to have to need to do that because that's against themselves. That means they are going to put something of their death onto you if they speak. Which, why would they do that? They're not selfless. No, that's their money, not yours. And that's why you can't really speak to a black person, but you're hypersensitive about the penis in public. You talk over the penis in public first, and then you put undue pressure on a black person. They're not supposed to have to speak to you if they don't want to. And they don't want to. So who's talking over their penis and putting stress on society's racist people, black people, and Asian people who don't want to speak to you because they are angry? Well, you're talking over your penis. No one can afford that. It's nobody's money. It's your penis. Did you talk over your penis to 100 people in your life? There are black people talking because you do that. You're a white person, you have a penis, you talk over your penis, and you talk to 100 different people in your life. Is it more than that? The black people are talking. Well, that's your fault. The black people don't afford to do that. Oprah Winfrey's audience, you're due out. Oprah Winfrey's audience is firing Oprah Winfrey to speak into a microphone, a whole talk show of an hour every day, all the way until she retired. I want to estimate, I don't know, I'm not Oprah, but what is Oprah's 1980 what? 1985? If Oprah worked from year 1985 on the Oprah Winfrey Talk Show, 1985 through year 2010, is that possible? And then she's still doing interviews, on the internet, interviews. She's still a public figure with Weight Watchers. People still know who Oprah Winfrey is, even though she doesn't do that Oprah Winfrey Talk Show anymore. But it was from, let's say, approximately 1985 through 2010. But let Oprah Winfrey speak for herself. I'd accept her answer. Of course, she would know that. What's wrong with it? She's doing prison so she doesn't have to speak. What's wrong? But she's a talk show host. I'm not in her audience. Well, so Oprah Winfrey, here's how I'm going to make it so Oprah Winfrey's deceased and doesn't have to answer my question exactly her years of working employment on the Oprah Winfrey Talk Show. Evacuate all of her audiences every day for all of those, approximately those years is what I'm describing, is what I think I see Oprah Winfrey Talk Show. So those years would be 1985 through 2010. So all those years, all those days, weekdays, Mondays through Fridays, all the audiences vacate the talk show audience seating area, and they all go outside and stay outside. And then Oprah Winfrey doesn't have to use the microphone, at least not for that reason. Well, they're all not herself, and if you're white in the audience, you're not fair. You don't belong there. You shouldn't make her use the microphone because you are looking at the microphone itself. Well, she's not supposed to have to work because she's black. She's due in Africa, and the African Americans are in America. I just don't know how to say. If you see a black person, you have to don't put any pressure on that they are black. You put pressure on me. I'm none higher than he, deceased right here. I'm none higher than me, deceased right here. And you put all sorts of pressures on me. You want me to clean the floors. You want me to clean the surfaces, something around the food. You want me to, right now, you want me to cook food for myself. And I'm eating salads at this time because I'm not firing up the stove at this time. In a few days I will, but right now I'm not. And that's what's wrong with it. You want me to do things for what? For myself, for you, because you don't understand. You don't understand how to move your bodies around. You don't walk correctly, and you don't go to jail and prison because you think something about somebody else. Do you think about somebody else who's not yourself? Go to prison. You can't blame them because you can look at them, you listen to them, you think about them, and then you go away somewhere in high-speed human trafficking. You're hysterical talking over the penis problems and making Black people talk to you. I'm coming right back to that point. You talk over your penis and you make Black people talk to you because you're not due to talk over your penis. You talk over your penis. What if you talk over your penis to 100 people in a year? Wouldn't it be more? Have you ever gone to a mall? Could you see 100 people in a day? You talk over your penis. Let's say you talk over your penis to 10 people in a shopping mall, but you pass several hundred people. You're talking over all those people that aren't talking to you. When you talk over your penis, you talk over to, say, maybe some 10 listeners, and then the rest of the some hundreds of people that just walk by at a busy shopping mall or a shopping area. That is just so bizarre. Oprah Winfrey doesn't afford that about you and your penis. She's Black talking into a microphone, and she wouldn't because it's against that she's Black, but she's doing it while you are talking over your penis like that. And that could be done like that in a couple of hours. And then you put Oprah Winfrey in some kind of really strange debt. She can't afford it. Those kind of people sit in her audience daily. Between the years of 1985 and 2010 approximately. I'm talking over somebody named me Becky. Yeah. I don't have a name. If somebody didn't name me Becky, I don't have one for myself.